is your First Alert 5 weather with Sam Schreier.
We haven't melted all the snow yet, still a little bit just out kind of by Memorial Hospital, looking out over into the mountains here. Pikes Peak still gorgeous and a little cloud cover coming in over top of the Front Range at 38 degrees. Colorado Springs with a little bit of a wind outside. Into Pueblo, we're a touch colder, but we're still melting down the roads, melting the snow on the grass. With more sunshine in Pueblo over the next couple hours, you will actually beat Colorado Springs and become warmer by a few degrees. But you started really cold, so that kind of hindered everything. So snow, it's actually coming tomorrow in from the mountains, and then it's going to hop into southern Colorado. But currently, it's spinning up through Montana, Idaho, making its way through Wyoming. And we'll actually start seeing snow again in the Colorado Rockies a little bit later today towards the Continental Divide. Now let's show you in the modeling what we're thinking. It does not come today. Snow starts tomorrow morning actually, over Monument Hill. A cold front slips in out of the north and then backdoors in from the northeast. So that means we get this upslope push of wind and moisture on Monument Hill. That's where the snow will go first, and that's where it's going to stay for a while. So at 5 o'clock, we start to see it arrive to the north. By 8, we still get snow over Monument Hill, but as the day goes on, we're going to start to get a push out of the northeast with the wind. And what that's probably going to do is bring some more moisture than expected this morning back into Pueblo. So some changes in the modeling from earlier today were that Pueblo might actually end up getting even more than some of the south side of Colorado Springs. Totals a little closer to an inch. Now look more likely to me that kind of bumps into the east edge of the wet mountains. Now that's 8 o'clock. As we go through the morning, 9, 10 o'clock, more of the snow will slip down into the plains, and we'll actually get another upslope push as we start to get the terrain to rise to the Raton area, Los Animas County. So we're not talking a huge amount of snow, but an inch, possibly a couple areas where it's 2 inches. La Junta, you might be able to squeak out 2. Could definitely fall closer to noon, because then afternoon we're pretty much done other than a few flurries left out in the mountains. So snowfall totals, I'm going about 2 to 4 inches for Monument. The Palmer Divide, a lot of it is kind of in the 1 to 3 inch range, but Monument Hill has had a good chance really of getting good snow the last couple days, with more of this curving out into the plains. Again, the southern mountains back west doesn't really look like a whole lot could come into your area, with a more detailed breakdown available online. But we do have to get to our 7 days. Colorado Springs today into the lower 40s. Tomorrow, we've got that snow, because it doesn't look like a ton for the Springs, around an inch for a lot of town, but the northeast sides could get maybe 1 to 2. We're a 1 on our storm impact scale. And then we get beautiful through this coming weekend. Pueblo, tomorrow, thinking you're somewhere between a dusting to an inch that comes in the morning. Cuts out pretty close to the noon hour. Dries, we head towards Sunday, and then we get back to early next week, and we're sitting in the 20s. But honestly, for every 7 day, Monday, that's the day we're watching for a bit better snowfall. Canyon City, 20s, or 40s rather, today to the 30s tomorrow. Does not look like much for Canyon City. Probably a dusting to maybe a ½ inch at the most from what we can see on modeling. 50s over the weekend. Finally, we get to Woodland Park. Thinking you're in that 1 to 3 inch range tomorrow. Probably going to be a little slicker up in those county roads. We get over towards 48 Sunday. More snow early next week. Bree?